All right, shalom.
Shalom.
The Hebrew Israelites, we come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked society that we live in, all right, which is spiritual Rome, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt, all right, has you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes in captive, man. But before we go any further, we're going to face the East and give infinite honors and glories to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time, man.
Right.
All right? And without further ado, we know the times that we're living in. And the times that we're living in, this prophecy is going to speak and not lie, man. Through this great book, through famines, through pestilence, through wars and rumors of wars, man. And ultimately through that second flood, man, that nuclear fire, man. All right? Bring it out.
All right, this is Revelations 13 and 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
And who's the person deceiving, man? All right? Esau Edom. He's the deceiver, man, that old serpent, that devil, man. From the Garden of Eden, man, in Genesis, that same devil has what? Taken on the body of these so-called Edomites. And it's ruling right now today.
Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, we are. And ruleth in the planet Earth right now today, man. And how is he deceiving the masses? Mainly you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. How is he deceiving you, man? By making you go down and grab Isaiah 31 and 1 to Egypt for help, man. Putting this juice, this jungle juice inside of you, man, that you know nothing of. You don't know about its long-term effects. You don't even know about its short-term effects, man. How you'll be feeling in the next week or two with this poison inside of your body, man. So he deceived the earth by means of those miracles. Those miracles synonymous with what? Well, I'm going to fund the pandemic, the scamdemic, all right, whatever you want to call it, and have the people that's being subject to the lies on one side and the people that's putting it on them on the other side, man. We get that on the deceived and the deceiver are his, man. All right? And doing the whole thing and orchestrating it, and then I'm going to come with a so-called solution. That hope, that jab. And these people are believing that it's literally a miracle, because guess what? They believe in this right here. Because it was there, man, that plantation doctrine. All right? They believe that what? Whom the world ignorantly knows is called Jesus Christ, which is Yahushua. They believe he's a blind-haired, blue-eyed Edomite, man. And that picture, that whole visualization is still in their mind, so they're clinging to the system, man. The last thing they have, their father, ye of your father, the devil.
I got a precept for you.
Hold that Revelation 13, too. Keep going. You got it, man.
It says for this cause, this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11. It says, for this cause the Most High shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie.
That they should believe a lie, man. Meaning what? You're going to believe the deception that's put before you, the false pretense that Esau has put that wool over your eye, man, with those philosophies. Hey, grab beware, lest any man spoil you through vain philosophies and deceit, man. Because those philosophies are what you Jakes, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, you fill your belly with these philosophies. And you say, you know what? I'm going to lay down, I'm going to have a child. I'm going to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children, and I'm going to feed them from out the womb with Esau's philosophy, man. And they come out the womb, what? Speaking that same thing over and over again, man. Polluted, mind broken, destroyed, man.
Systematic
choosing their oppressor every time.
Right, systematic destruction, man. A systematic, plan, man. From all the way from the beginning. All right, from the beginning. All right, because why whenever Jake walk down the street, he see if somebody that look like him, he hate the way he hate this guy that's in front of him. Yeah, all right. Because that's all systematic. It was taught like that. They pick red, pick blue, and they kill each other over a damn color, man.
Yeah, over a damn color that was what? That lie was pushed into the earth by Johannes Bloomberg. If I'm saying that name correctly.
Well, yeah, it's Johannes Blumenbach. What he did was he classified people to be from white and black. You know what I'm saying? He the one that started and got that shit popping out here.
Yeah.
I want to say, no, that's not it. I'm not going to misspeak.
Colossians 2 and 8. Yeah.
Read on.
This is Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man...
Beware, take warning, take heed, all right, from the mouth of the prophets.
Right,
because we're synonymously telling you people to what? Beware of this devil's vain philosophies that he's pushing out, man. Beware of the lies that he's putting forth throughout the whole earth. Don't be drunken by his wine. You got it, right?
Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Get that word philosophy on Google, right? Philosophy meaning what? Smooth words. Painting a picture of education, military, government, religion. Painting in a picture of debt, all right? Painting in a picture of identity theft. I'm going to paint myself as you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes extort you, take you for what you're worth, and then I'm going to oppress you so you no longer know who you are, man. That word identity theft was made for you, Esau, all right? During that iconoclasm, whitewashing period, man, the Renaissance, where you said, you know what? You got so much evidence that these people on the planet Earth, these people were rulers, kings, priests, and judges, that we got to take them down some way, so we're going to take them down through what? Their image.
I've heard that about that.
Because your image is everything, man. That's why the world thinks that the Most High, Yahweh, whom the world intimately calls Jesus Christ, is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man. And that's a drunken lie that spread throughout the earth. Keep going. You got that word?
Yeah, this is philosophy. It says the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge.
Study, because the scriptures call him what? Wiser than Daniel, man. He studies you Israelites, man, in order to extort you, oppress you. What Jake say? Finesse you, man. You got it, right?
It says the study of fundamental nature of knowledge, reality and existence.
Reality and existence. So the philosophy he pushes out are based on what? This so-called reality that he's over. So if you win a war, right? Right out, you win a war, the people that you win over, they got what? Families, kids, they got a society. You take over that society and it becomes yours, right? You can feed that society whatever you want to think because you're in power, man. They got a so-called word is called prisoners of war, man. We're the elect are prisoners of war here, man.
Well, it would be called colonization, which goes into Hellenization, which are one and the same. All right, an example of Hellenization, you got a Chinese man and a Chinese woman, and they move from China, their homeland, to America, and then they have a son, right? And they teach him football, hamburgers, Independence Day, Donald Trump and Obama, and his first name is Todd, but they don't teach him, the Gang Clan. They don't teach him miso soup. They don't teach him the Dragon Festival and shit like that, which is an example of Hellenization, right? Colonization. Why? Because he's ruling the society. He's ruling, and his laws, he is going to force on, the spoils of war.
Yeah. And I'm gonna bring this word out to back it up. But this word is speaking of ancient times, but you can correlate this to the exact same thing that you Jakes are doing by calling yourselves what? Bloods, Crips, New Orleans, Lafayette, all right? This block, this street, that street, this gang, that gang, man. It's the word Hellenist. It says Jews, it's backing you up by Jews who made Greek their tongue and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices.
All right, so when did that happen, man? That happened under what? Man, Alexander the Great, man, and out of the line of Seleucus, Antiochus Epiphanes, all right? That happened in secular history, okay? So what? Through the process of Hellenization and colonization, our people did what, man? They lost their nationality. And coming over to America, completely lost our nationality because we didn't even have the name of the Lord. We didn't know who he was at all. Because the time with the Greeks happened before the time of the Romans. So therefore what? They would still call themselves Israelites in Rome. All right? I mean, in the time of the Romans. So when we got over into the shores of America, we completely lost every goddamn thing. Because we were Hellenized, man. What you got, brother?
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
That's right, because the Greeks took down the Persians and the Medes, brother. You know?
No, the Persians
I mean,
Medes took down the Greeks.
you know what I mean?
The Greeks took down the Persians and Medes.
Yeah, you see. That's what I'm saying, because it was the Babylonians and it was the Greek. It was the Persian Medes, and then the Greeks took down the Persian and Medes.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, and that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made many wars and won strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations.
Hey, and he did that. Why? He did that because his blessing was the sword. All right, because the Greeks were the first Edomite empire, and their blessing was the sword. Go ahead, bro.
So much that the earth was quiet before him.
All right, so the earth was quiet before him. I mean, everybody shut the hell up. He was the last monolithic king. Alexander the Great was the last monolithic king. All right, and everybody shut the hell up. Why? Because he was given that power, and what he did, he smashed, thrashed, and thrust. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, man, there's a lot goes into the history behind Alexander the Greek freak, man. All right, the freak, man. All right, the Most High put him in rulership under his father, Philip Macedonia, and then he started doing conquering, because he's a natural born Edomite, forcing his pollution, his doctrines and dogmas on who else? His captains, man.
Well,
it says
because he's a natural born, he was conquering because his violence covers him as a garment. All right, and he was given that, that blessing by the Most High, and to align prophecy up with the scriptures, he had to do that. He had to go through all the things that the Lord wanted him to go through, meaning to conquering these nations and doing what he did. To what? For prophecy to what? To be fulfilled. Go ahead, brother.
in so much that the earth was quiet, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up.
And that's what I mean, because he became proud. Go ahead.
And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
So they had to pay tribute. They had to pay tribute unto Alexander the Great, man. Why? Because he conquered your ass. So therefore, you're going to follow my laws, you're going to follow this, and you're going to pay me tribute. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, that was pretty much the point on it.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure you got some more down there.
Yeah.
Read some more. Read. Let me see where you at.
Let me see where I was. It says, 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 5. And after these things,
right,
he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
I mean, he was a homosexual, right? I don't know for a fact, but I know he probably died from fucking having a gangster. Go ahead, brother.
Whereof he called his servants such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them.
All right, he had men that was brought up with him from his youth that kicked it, and he parted his kingdom, meaning that he gave them, this is what I'm leaving for you, and that was his 4 generals. That was Ptolemy, Seleucus, Licinius, and Cassander.
That's right.
All right, and out of Seleucus came Antiochus Epiphanes with the brother Gibbon, because Antiochus Epiphanes became great and Seleucus. Go ahead, brother.
Wherefore he called his servants such as were honorable
and Ptolemy,
and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
That's right.
So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then he died.
All right. Keep going.
And his servants bare rule over everyone in his place.
So meaning that they came into power, they ruling, and let's see what happened.
Right, and when he broke up that posterity into those 4 generals, what did they do? That's why in the book of Daniel, chapter 11, all right, it goes into how you have the king of the south and things of that nature going into the Syrian wars, man, because it was a whole war over that posterity or that landmass that Alexander had conquered, and he divided between his generals. Mm-hmm. And it says, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves.
Come on.
So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth. So when these men came into power, the evils were multiplied in the earth. So things started to get wickeder and wickeder. Like shit, you ever heard that saying? Shit getting wicked out here, man. That's how it was with these guys. They multiplied. They didn't add. They multiplied in the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and when shit gets wicked out here, it's usually when shit gets wicked out here, like the brother says, you Jakes are usually in the crossfire, man. Think about every captivity we've been into, man. That captivity was built up behind the backs of you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, man. So the oppressor, you Jakes think it's just all of a sudden, but your oppressor just every time is going to keep choosing you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes to rule over. No, man, because you're the chosen people, man, and you're worth the most. Therefore, he has to suppress you in order for you to stop and not realize who you truly are, man.
And in order for a kingdom to be great, you got to have the Israelites in slavery. In order for your kingdom to be great, you got to have the Israelites in slavery.
Shit's gonna get wicked right now because what? Esau's about to put a persecution on him. It says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
All right, now jump down to like, I want to say 40, 42 or 45. Which one is it? 42?
41. And it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote.
All right, that came out of the line of Seleucus. All right. King Antiochus that came out of the line of Seleucus, which is what Edomites. Come on.
Wrote to his whole kingdom.
All right, wrote to his whole kingdom, meaning because what? You know, he putting out a decree. Go ahead, brother.
That all should be one people.
Come on.
And what do we say, man? These so-called Edomites that are ruling in these times.
They Edomites.
We know that they're taking upon that same what? Mindset as Antiochus, but they're doing it in a more modern day. Thus said the Most High.
That's right.
Because you got so-called Sleepy Joe, right? He's making a decree, and he's basically saying the same thing, man.
Same shit.
By saying what? Let's be as one. You have the jabbers on one side, and those unjabbers, those not getting that juice, we're gonna isolate them, make them targets,
right?
Demonize them, terrorize them. All right. And it reads, First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all sounds similar to Revelation 13:16. He calls it all, right? That all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. And that's what you people are doing in this time, man. You're agreeing according to the commandment of Esau, of Sleepy Joe, of your governor, whoever's ruling over you, man. And most of these spaces are what? If you see any governor, mayor, anybody that rules over these local municipalities, they're on the same accord as Esau, man.
Right, bro.
Saying what? Take this juice, come back to work, let's go. Let's keep this system going. All right? Give a like to that image back in that Revelation. Keep that, all right? It says, yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Right. Because that's what they did. Like, hey, they consented to the king's religion. Just like how it's going to be today. But you see, what the point is we're going into, this is what Hellenization is. All right? He made a decree when the Israelites were captive under him. All right? So they was being Hellenized. And he made all these decrees. Keep going, brother.
It says, yea, many of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Shabbat.
All right, they sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Shabbat. This is what the decree was going out in the planet Earth. Now, come on, keep going.
For the king has sent, and that king is speaking Antiochus still, has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land, man.
So these were strange laws, man. These were strange. Why were they strange laws? Because they wasn't the laws that were given unto the Israelites. These were laws that was coming from who, man? A heathen. All right? And they practiced what? Everything contrary unto the Lord. What you got, brother?
That's right. Why are they strange? Because they were set up by a stranger, an Edomite, man. That's why they're strange. If you put an Edomite in rulership, you're not going to be, you damn sure think he's going, you think he's going to actually, when you're in court or you're coming up for offense, he's going to go according to the book of the Most High? Hell no, man. He's a heathen. He's going to create his own laws, The Most High is going to manipulate him to create his own laws, all right? Create his own system of power, be proud and puff it up, and buck up, and think he's the only one ruling. And the Most High is going to what? Bring him down, man. Just thus said the Lord in accordance with Babylon. And it says, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbats and festival days. And that's what this devil is doing, man. What does he want you to do? In order to work, you gotta get this poke, man. He makes laws, get that their tongue should fall upon himself. He makes laws that contradict themselves, man. All right?
You know, that's crazy. But you said I was just thinking about how this devil contradicts himself. But go ahead, like I'm saying.
He makes laws that contradict himself because he tells you what? You have freedom of choice, freedom of speech, freedom to bear arms, freedom to vote, freedom to marry, freedom to join in whatever religious practice you have. So you got all these options, Esau, but now you're telling us that in order to go back into society, you have to take this jab. In order to do this, you have to take, well, that takes away your amendments, right? His tongue should fall upon himself. And that word amendment means to what? Continuously change.
I got a quick
because Esau, he'll write something down. Constitution, Supreme Court, 3 unclean frauds, judicial, legislative, executive. All right? He'll put those things out. But in the midst of those things, you'll have these so-called legislators. All they're doing is operating in the same system of Rome, man. I'm on this side, you're on that side. Well, you know what? Let's get it together because we got a show to put on. You got it, huh?
This is real quick. This is Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Framing mischief. And what's it mean to frame something? To put it in place. To set it up. For that perfect what? Backdrop. And that's what Esau has done to the society of America, man. That's why he has 2/3 of our people beguiled, man. He set up and painted a nice picture, all right? And Jake's going for it every time. But behind that picture, when you get up a little close, get that, behold him as a looking glass. Keep that where you at. When you get a little closer and start seeing what it truly is, you see it's an old, decrepit, sad, simple, broken down baseman Edomite. Like in that movie, not Willy Wonka, Wicked Witch of the West.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. At the end, the Wiz, when they finally discovered his ass, and they like, he back here with this voice. Thou shalt do as I say. I am the Wiz. I am the Wiz. Yeah. When they went back and found out who the fuck he was and lift that curtain off his ass like Scooby-Doo, who it was an Edomite, an old decrepit Edomite, man. Behind the whole damn scene, making this man think he was too scared. He needed something. A brain. He needed this. You need to go home. This philosophy, that philosophy. Yeah. All right? You got it, huh?
All right, this is Ecclesiastes 12, and I'm going to start at 11. Verse 11, it says, though he humbled himself and go proud.
Though he humbled himself. Though he said, you know what? I want you to get well. I want you to be healthy again. I want you to go back to the work. I want you to get back to work.
You got it?
So in order for you to do that, let me hit you with a curveball. I got a pestilence relief package for you. I'm going to smoothen and get behind you and rub your shoulders down with these stimulus packages, with these $1,200 per child, with these $1,600 per child. And when you get those stimulus packages, you think that everything is going to be all right. But once you get that stimulus, you're sinking more and more in that chair and becoming more and more docile to the things ahead. So when he offers you a so-called solution like the jab, you walk down like sheep to the slaughter and you take it, man. Keep going, out.
By peace he shall destroy many. This is Sirach 12 and 11 again. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and
take good heed of him. And the scripture said, get on, we abided in the shadow of the Almighty. Because we're always taking heed of him. We're in the shadow of the Lord, man, which is this truth. We're always taking heed to him by saying, you know what? This article can relate to this precept. This secular history relates to this precept, and so on and so forth. Getting the whole picture, man. A good watchman stands on a vantage point where you can see the things and behold the evil that's around, man. And that's what we're doing with this truth, with this word, man. The scriptures say, I've set watchmen upon my walls that shall neither hold their peace day nor night, man. And we're not holding our peace because as much as Esau is going hard on the left-hand side, trying to make his enterprise come into fruition, we're going hard on the right-hand side, man, doing his work. You got it, all right? We don't have any time to waste. The scriptures say, though some men count slackness, man, because they count the slackness that's going on out here because they're deceived by the wiles of this devil, man. But we don't count slackness, man. All right? We know that the Lord is not going to, this vision is not going to tear it. Keep going, huh?
The precept or keep
Yeah,
reading?
you got some precepts?
Yeah, this is the one you called.
Mm-hmm.
We got to finish backing up in that Maccabees.
I still got it. Finish off on that.
And this, Rock 12.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wait, what you had on your phone?
Psalm 91 and 1, the shout out to Almighty.
Read that out real quick.
All right. This is Psalm chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
And we dwell in the secret place. That's why we're covered. That's why, Lord willing, we have this defense, man. Lord willing, when we come around our brothers, we get stronger. The scriptures say, the Most High campeth upon them, and campeth around those he loves, man. When 2 or 3 or more are joined in my name, and there I am amongst them. And that's what enables us when this devil puts out a decree. We don't go for it, man. We're not buying that, man. We know it's the wiles of the devil, and we have historical counts, biblical counts that go to many scenarios where you've done the same thing, Esau, where you came at our people the same way, man, the same low and base way, man. You got it, dog.
Right, because when you go into brother, it's our history book. You know what I'm saying? It's what the men of the Lord stood so stiffly for. Real history, not just made up funny bunny shit, man. It makes you feel all good. Okay, man, I'm black and I'm proud. What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? You still holding that though?
Yeah.
You can grab. No, hold on. You can have this. You can grab the Maccabees.
I got it. I'm still there. This first Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Shabbats and festival days.
Keep going.
And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Come on.
Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
And this is all a decree from a wicked ass king. Keep going.
That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
All right, to leave their children uncircumcised, which was one of our blessed laws, that the male child be circumcised on the 8th day. Bring it out, brother.
And if I can say too, because if you're not going to circumcise your child according to the flesh, and you serving these other idols, you damn sure not going to circumcise them physically, which means give them knowledge, because you're going after other powers, man. You got it, huh?
All right, and they're not going to have it. See, that's why the scriptures say, I set forth my apostles last. You know? Go ahead, brother.
It says, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
Come on.
That they should leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Disgusting to the Lord. Go ahead, bring it out.
To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
All right. So to the end that they might forget the law, which is what? A prime example of what? Hellenization. Like I gave you that example. All right. The Israelites were Hellenized to keep these profane Sabbaths. All right. To leave their kids uncircumcised, worship idols, and you do that for a few generations and whatnot. You ain't gonna call yourself an Israelite. You're gonna be calling yourself an American. You're gonna be calling yourself a Grecian. You're gonna be calling yourself a Galatian. You're gonna be calling yourself a Colossian. Henceforth, you're gonna be calling yourself an American. All right. But that example that I gave you with that one boy, that's how you completely destroy a generation right there. All right. So that's what Hellenization is. All right, which goes back to what? The scenario that the brother bringing out, which is how this devil coming with his mandates and his decrees, man. All right? Because he's going to come with his mandates and decrees that all should do what? Bow a knee down to him. But that's not going to happen. Because the Lord said he got 7,000 men that we shall not bow a knee on down to Baal. Okay? So the thing is that, hey, when he comes with his what that is. He come with his meat. When they say the king's meat, when they talk about it in what that is, Daniel chapter 1. All right, when he come with his meat, which is what this jab, which is also going to lead up to the RFID chip. Hey man, hey, the men of the Lord is not going to take that, and we out here to warn you not to fucking take it. All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring something out real quick.
Bring it out, brother.
That's back in that word Hellenist. It says Jews who made Greek their tongue and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices. This definition is no more than so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes who made English their tongue and with it often adopted American ideas and practices. Man.
Yeah. And even Judah, bro. Even the Southern Kingdom. Like it's to now, we all was Gentiles. You know, all of us. Why? Because we were all what? Hey, Gentiles carried away off to these dumb idols, man. Matter of fact, you can grab that since we're on the topic. Go ahead and grab it, huh? We were Gentiles carried away to dumb idols.
Excuse me.
You know? So then we lost who we was. We lost our heritage. And you get Jeremiah 17:4, Bible Bashar, brother. Go ahead and bring that out, huh?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
All right, you were Gentiles carried away to these dumb idols. And we know that the word Gentile means foreign, right? You were Gentiles, what? Carried away to these dumb idols, all right? Why were ye Gentiles carried away to these dumb idols? Read that out. And Jeremiah 17:4.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
All right, so thou, even thyself, he was telling Jeremiah, even thou, you, bro, you, even yourself, you gonna discontinue from thy heritage that I gave you. All right, and how did that happen, man? Through the process of being in captivity and Hellenized. Okay, so now here's what we are the descendants of what our ancestors that got their ass off them cargo slave ships, man. All right. I had you was holding something for me.
No, just first one was slow.
All right, yeah, it was carried off to these dumb idols, which mean foreigners, so we lost our nationality. All right, so because we was Hellenized, so therefore we Gentiles, right? So go and we know that Gentiles mean foreigners. So go to Ezekiel 14:5, Bible for sure.
Hey, I still got some more in that. It says, back in Jeremiah 17:4, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger which shall burn forever.
And you say he's gonna cause you to serve your enemies in the land. Was not our brothers and sisters serving what King Antiochus Epiphanes in a land that they not know? You know? Yeah. You know? What was they not Salaki? Was they not serving Antiochus Epiphanes? Huh? They was getting their ass fucking handed to them, all right? And then now we in the land, and now we here in America.
Yeah, weren't we calling ourselves Corinthians, Galatians?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Ephesians?
Yeah. We was calling ourselves after that fucking land. You know, we was calling, and just like how it is today, African American. That's all folliness, man. You got that? Ezekiel 14:5. So we know that the word Gentile means foreigner. Okay? Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 5.
Matter of fact, in that, before he get that out, in that same verse, can you get that word estranged for me? Because that's what he's gonna say. In that same verse in 14:5.
What's the
Ezekiel 14:5.
I'm gonna read it because I don't have get the word. All right.
All right. So we know that Gentile mean that they foreigners, man. Foreigners from what? From the Commonwealth, man. The inheritance of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Which is our blessing, man. The kingdom of heaven, man. You got it?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14,
verse 5.
Verse 5. That I may take the house of Israel in their own hearts, because they are all estranged from me through their idols.
All right, so they were estranged from me, from the Most High, from their idols, man. And was not we Gentiles carried off away to what? These dumb idols. So we estranged. What that word estranged mean, huh?
It's the word estranged from Ezekiel 14:5. In the Hebrew, it's Strong's Concordance 21:14, and it says zawar, zawar, and it says to be strange, be a stranger, to be a strange, strange, another stranger, foreigner, an enemy, loathsome, or a strange woman, prostitute, harlot, to be estranged, to be estranged.
The foreigner is where it's at. All right. We was a foreigner, estranged from the Most High. He called us foreigners because we was estranged. That's why, hence, we was called Gentiles. All right. So we were Gentiles with what, man? According to the flesh. All right. According to what, man? We didn't know who we was. All right. We didn't know nothing, man. We was uncircumcised. We was fucked up. You know. That's why what? That's what the death of Yahweh Shah was all about. You know. You got all this madness in Israel right now with these guys trying to profane Romans 11, man.
I'm going to
all right
now.
Go ahead, brother.
Which one? The wildology? The wildology?
You can go to 11. You can just read 11.
What do you want me to start it?
Romans 11:11.
All right. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall?
Oh, had they stumbled that they fall? Have they gone away? Have they completely be gone away? What the Most High what was said?
The Most High forbid.
The Most High forbid that when he cast away his people, because the Lord say what? And if the sun not give his light and the moon not his waters, all right, then he shall cast away his people. But I see the sun whenever I wake my ass up, and I see the moon at night. Go ahead with it, brother.
But rather, through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles.
Salaki, start over.
All right, Romans chapter 11, verse 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? The Most High forbid. But rather, through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles.
All right, salvation is come unto the Gentiles. So now we got edification who the Gentiles are. All right? The Israelite foreigners. Okay? You know? Because when you go into the word Gentile, it means foreigner. You know? Go ahead, brother.
For to provoke them to jealousy.
All right, that's part of prophecy in Deuteronomy 32. You know? That's part of prophecy. They provoked them with a jealous nation. And when you read Romans 10, it tells you the same thing. Provoke them to a foolish nation. And what's that foolish nation? It was the Gentiles, man. The Israelite foreigners, because they used to, the circumcision used to shun the uncircumcision. Because that was real. Because that matter of fact, give me Hosea 1 and 10. What you got?
It's the latter end of that Gentiles. It says, in Acts, from the appointment of Paul as the apostle to the Gentiles become increasingly prominent. Even the letters addressed particularly to Jewish Christians, relevant to Gentiles also, the division of all mankind into two classes, emphasizing the importance of the Jews as the people to whom Yahweh made salvation available.
That's right, man. The salvation is only to who? The Israelites, man. And we were carried away off to dumb idols, being alienated and estranged from what? The Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, deliverance, salvation, the commonwealth, man. Our nationality, everything. Right? Because like you said, we was, like the scriptures say, we was calling ourselves, Galatians and Romans and such things. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, guys.
I got that Hosea.
The brother, he holding it right there. Go ahead,
All right, this is Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Because we are a nation that you cannot number. Bring it out.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
That's right.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power.
All right, man, because the circumcision used to shun the uncircumcision. But where did that happen at? That happened in Acts. Give me Acts, the 13th chapter, 42nd verse. Bring it out.
It's Acts 13 and 42. It says, and when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Shabbat.
All right, so before we even go there, Apostle Paul was a follower of who? Yahushua. And Yahushua was not speaking anything outside of Yahweh. Okay? So Apostle Paul was on the same page as Yahushua, because Apostle Paul even said that we all speak one thing. All right? Bring it out, brother.
Now, when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who speaking to them persuaded them to continue in the grace of Yahweh.
Come on.
And the next Shabbat, they came also the whole city together to hear the word of Yahweh. But when the Jews saw the multitude, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which were spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming.
All right, so whenever the circumcision seen the uncircumcision, what you holding right now?
Isaiah 40:26.
All right, well, hold it.
All right.
Hey, well, and that's gonna line up with that.
Uh-huh.
It said, see, the thing is that say when the circumcision seen that the uncircumcision was present, they were like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Who is these guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on around here? Keep reading, brother.
And it says,
man, what the fuck? Go ahead.
And the next Shabbat, they came almost the whole city together to hear the word. But when the Jews saw the multitude, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which were spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming.
All right, keep going.
Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said,
hey, so they waxed bold like, man, hold the fuck up. Go ahead.
And said it was necessary that the word of Yahweh should first have been spoken to you.
All right, so he said, so they say, look, bro, we came to you first. We came to you first. All right? But you wasn't trying to hear. You rejected Yahweh Shah. Bring it out, huh?
For saith the Lord, Salaki, but seeing ye put it from you and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles.
All right, the Gentiles, and we know the Gentiles to be whom? The Israelite foreigners. We got edification on Hellenization. We got edification on that word. We got edification on that word Gentile. All right, so now, brother, you can bring out. Well, no, you still going.
And then when he said, "I'm Lord, I am not permitted to eat any unclean thing," man. All right, he was being simple, man. All right, because the Lord was talking about going to the Gentiles, man. That unclean thing was talking about the Gentiles, man. In the book of Acts, it says, all right. For so hath the Lord commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth.
All right, so he said that we should be a light unto the Gentiles, that they would be a light unto the Gentiles, to teach them, man. All right, but hey, we got implication on that word Gentiles now. All right, so we know it's talking about the Israelite foreigners. All right, bring out your precept, Bob.
This is
matter of fact, go ahead and get that blank. I'll line that with you. What I'm talking about? Go ahead, huh?
This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 6. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thy hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles.
All right, man. And hey, that was in the Old Testament too. So hey, you know, be a light unto the Gentiles. And the Lord said, "What? I changed not." That's in the Old Testament and the New Testament. So the Lord never changed up. All right. So these devils are trying to incorporate themselves in our gospel. It's like every other nation try to incorporate themselves in our gospel, in our salvation. Sorry, the fuck out of here. What's up, man? That's right. He only made his covenant. He only made his covenant with Israel. Like, bring that out for me.
All the Most High did was say that he loved Israel. He's not going to choose any other people in Israel. But amongst Israel, all the Most High did was split things up into practice. You got 2/3, and among them you got what? Gentiles. All the Most High did was label. But at the end of the day, he's still referring to Israel. Right? This is the book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 17. And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly. And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James.
All right, so Paul went into us with James, went amongst the elders. But he gonna read it. But finish that verse, right?
And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present.
All right, and all the elders were present. And now that's just like, you know, you got, you know, Apostle Tahar, and, you know, he went in with his fellow brother that speak what? According to the same mind. All right, they got the same doctrine. All right, they're speaking the same thing on one accord. All right, go ahead, brother, read it.
And when he had saluted them,
Shalom, how about you, go ahead.
he declared particularly,
He declared particularly. He told them particularly.
specifically,
Go ahead.
what things Yahweh had wrought among the Gentiles
All right.
by his ministry.
All right, things he had wrought among the Gentiles by the ministry. Things that the Lord had accomplished by the ministry concerning the Gentiles. Because who office was Apostle Paul to? The Gentiles. All right. So read the next verse for me. All right?
And when they heard it, they,
So when they heard what? When they heard the thing that was done among the Gentiles through the ministry, meaning Apostle Paul told them what happened. Bring it out.
they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews
All right, he said what? He said they glorified the Lord. So meaning when they heard what they heard, they was happy, they was rejoicing, they was crunk about it.
Call Lord Yahweh
Yeah, call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Read up.
How many thousands of Jews?
Whoa, the hell up. The scripture say, but Apostle Paul's office was to the Gentiles. But when they heard what happened in the ministry concerning the Gentiles, the brethren asked, "Hey, brother, thou seest, how many of the Jews did not the brother just call the Gentiles Jews straight up and down?" Read that again, Willamette.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 21, verse 20. And when they heard it, Salakia, verse 19. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things Yahweh had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe and are zealous of all the law?
How many Jews? How many Jews? But Apostle Paul's office was to the Gentiles. So it's straight up called the Gentiles Jews right there in the face. Huh? So what you gonna do about that, E? Huh? Yeah, what you thought about that one? Fuck out of here. Yeah, that's right. So we got edification on the Gentiles, which are what, man? The Israelites, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you going to give me? Say, Ephesians 2:11. Talking. Matter of fact, 2:11. You give me Colossians 1:27, 26 and 27. Baba Kushab.
All right, this is going to read my first.
You read yours first, huh?
All right, this is Colossians chapter 1, verse 20.
No, go ahead. You good, brother. Go ahead, huh?
All right,
We ain't got nothing out here, brother.
Like I ain't just doing this.
Yeah, we just handling business, bro.
God bless y'all, man.
Still trying to make it ourselves.
No, you good. Go ahead, shorty. Go ahead, huh?
this is Colossians chapter 1.
Go ahead, huh?
Colossians chapter 1, verse 26. Even the mystery which had been hid from ages. And
The mystery that's been here for ages, because this devil, and it's through the spirit and power of the Lord, but this devil with his trillions of dollars trying to keep us asleep and lost as a nation. Because I'm going to tell you, this devil, he know the mystery. Go ahead, huh?
even the mystery,
The elites, that's what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
even the mystery which had been hid from ages and from generations, but now it's made manifest to his saints.
Now it's made manifest to his saints. Now you got to know who the saints is too, according to Psalms 50 and 5. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 27, to whom the Most High would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery.
All right, what is the riches of the glory? See, that goes back to the riches in what? Romans 11. All right? So these guys talking about the riches, and they bring out what they brought out, Zechariah 11, or whatever you want to call it, Zechariah 11 and 5. Bro, that's not the riches. The riches is the mystery of Yahweh Shah coming to die for the Gentiles, all right, which would be the Israelite foreigners. Go ahead, brother.
To whom the Most High would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles. So what's the mystery? What is the mystery? The mystery is that the Gentiles, who everybody thinks is the other nations, are the Israelite foreigners, which are the Jews, which are the Israelites. Okay?
Now the other nations, they also
So
are
no,
called
yeah,
Gentiles.
that's right. You're right.
But within that Gentile, you have what? Israelite foreigners, man. Who the Most High is speaking to, and what the brother is bringing out.
That's right. You know. Hey, look, and this is why we would call Gentiles, and that's why I got that second Ephesians ready. Go whenever you're ready. Yeah. So the Lord, hey, the Lord, this is why the Lord called them Gentiles. You're going to see why. You know?
It's strange.
Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Wherefore remember that ye being in past times Gentiles in the flesh,
Why? Go ahead.
who are called uncircumcision.
They were called uncircumcised. Why? Because it was a doctrine. They really were uncircumcised. Because what? They were Hellenized. But now we know. But now we know spiritually it's uncircumcised from what? Not knowing who you are. All right, following after these heathenistic customs. All right, being Hellenized. Bring it out.
By that which is called the circumcision.
By that was called circumcision in the flesh. Because that goes back to what? They was provoked by what? The circumcision was provoked by a foolish nation. Go ahead, bring it out.
By that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
All right, because they were circumcised. Bring it out.
That at that time ye were without Yahushua.
You was without Yahushua. See, that's what that mystery goes to. You was without Yahushua. Bring it out.
And that's what uncircumcision means, man.
All right.
Without Yahushua.
All right, you was without Yahushua. When we read in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, you was without Yahushua. Why? Because we was what? Carried off to these dumb idols, man. Estranged from these dumb idols. Go ahead, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
That at the times you were without Yahushua, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Being aliens from the commonwealth, meaning you being a foreigner from the commonwealth. What's the commonwealth? The inheritance, man. That's a secular word, man. Because whenever a father leaves his possessions, he leave what? He leave an inheritance to what? His heirs, which would be his children. All right.
Right, like when you filling out a application to go somewhere, a job or thing, they got like what? Are you an alien? Are you an alien? Are you a United States citizen? Are you an alien? Alien meaning what? You're from a foreign country. But spiritually, alien meaning you're what? Foreign doctrines, foreign idols. Not the exact truth, man. And it says,
go ahead.
And strangers from the covenants of promise.
So strangers from the covenants of promise, all right? You're strangers. Why? Because we was, carried off to these dumb idols, becoming Gentiles, all right? Go ahead,
Having no hope and without Yahweh in the world.
All right, having no hope without the Most High in the world, man. All right, you have nothing. You didn't have anything because the Lord did what? He aborted his own inheritance. So that's why he had to send Yahushua. That's what that for the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. You got to see how much the Lord loved the nation of Israel, man. That he gave his only begotten son for a rebellious nation of people, man. All right, that was carried away off. What First of all, they did it themselves, and then they got themselves in a fucking bind, and then you calling on to the Lord, but the Lord like, hey, man, you know, like, hey, bro, hey, I'm sick of your shit. That's how the Lord coming, bro.
Bring that out for the brother.
Well, you got to finish on that,
They got some more?
Yeah.
All right, and it says, back in Ephesians, the second chapter, verse 13. But now in Yahushua Mashiach, ye who sometimes were far off.
All right, now in Hamashiach, you were sometimes far off. You were far off. Why? Because, we was away from what? The Lord, man. We didn't have the Lord. All right? We didn't know who he was.
It says, are made nigh by the blood of Yahushua.
Already nigh by the blood of Yahushua. Why? Because that's, like I said, that's where you get that for the Lord so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. For us to be reconciled back. See, that's what the whole reconciliation was about. For us to be brought back, man. For the Israelite foreigners to be brought back, which is known as the Gentiles, man. All right? Which is also known in the scriptures when you read Galatians 3 and 28 as the Greeks. All right? So when he's talking about Greeks, he was talking about who? Hellenized Jews, man. Hellenized Israelites. Go ahead.
Right, and like we was going into last night, Yahushua, the blood of Yahushua broke that veil between who? The nation of Israel and Yahweh, man.
That's right, brother.
And then what? He's the Ark of the Covenant now. You got to come through this truth, through the blood, which is the truth, man. All right? That's how you come to Yahweh. That's how the Most High hears your prayers, man. Make intercession for you. Through the blood of Yahushua, man. And we understand that concept. That's why it motivates us to come out on the highways and byways. And it says,
that was it on that.
Bring that out for the brother, all right? Because in this part of the verse it says, but now in Yahushua Mashiach, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Yahushua. You got it, huh?
All right, this is First Peter chapter 4, and I'll start at 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust.
All right, so see, that's what the Lord was calling us Gentiles, man, because we was like beasts. All right, we was considered as heathens in front of the Lord, man, because Gentiles, like the brother said, when you're dealing with the Gentiles, yeah, it is talking about the other nations. All right, but you got to decipher on who it's talking about now. Whenever you read these scriptures, man, because our nation of people was considered as Gentiles, because we were going off like the Gentiles. We were following after these strange customs, these strange laws, and these strange gods. So that's why he was calling us Gentiles. Go ahead, brother.
When we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings,
go ahead,
banquetings, and abominable idolatry.
Abominable idolatry. Were we not carried off in exchange from the Lord because we were carried off to these idols? All right? That's just more proof right there. Bring it out, bro.
Wherein they think it strange that we run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
All right, man. See, and the thing is that, see, we are here to what? Teach our people who the Gentiles is according to the scriptures, man. All right? But the thing is that the fact that when Yahushua died, he brought it to where, hey, look, all you got to do is repent, all right, and come back unto me. Repent and come back unto me. That's what that was the purpose of Yahushua, all right, to bring us back to the Lord, man, because we were Gentiles, man, in the mind and in the flesh, because, hey, we was following after these strange ass customs, man. You know?
It's an adoption.
That's right, bro.
Back.
That was an adoption, man. So, I mean, if you ain't got, and that's Gentiles 101, all right? And if you can't get that, bro, and you still over here talking about, you know, the folliness that y'all talking about, that Gentiles are the other nations, man, when he's reading Romans 11 and whatnot, man, you just don't have the spirit, bro, you know, and you just want to be seen, you know, to prove a point, all right?
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead, my brother.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 5. The altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
All right, that's the scripture I want. That's beautiful. I read it again.
All right, 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 6 again. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days.
So it wasn't lawful for a man. It wasn't lawful for an Israelite to follow his customs that Yahweh had gave him. All right, it wasn't lawful for him to do that. All right, because if you did, you was gonna be put to death. Bring it out.
They even made war with us on the Sabbath.
That's right, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
And then they didn't fight the first time.
Yeah.
So Maccabees was like, man, you know what? Hey, they come back again, bro. And you know what that is? That's an example of grace. That's an example of grace. Yeah. Bring it out, brother.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So you couldn't call yourself an Israelite. That's what that movie that remind you of? Gucci Kente. Go ahead, you got it, bro.
I don't want to interrupt what you're doing.
All right, sorry, man. Everything good. Everything going according to the plan. You know? So yeah. Hey, he was unlawful for him to call himself an Israelite, boy. He couldn't call himself Bon Tazadak of the tribe of Judah or Gad or whatever. He couldn't say that, man. Got his ass beat, got his ass killed.
That's your precept.
Bring it out, man.
It's the book of Acts chapter 15, verse 18. Known unto Yahweh are all his works. Salaki. I'm going to start at 17. We'll start at 16. After this I will return and will rebuild again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down.
All right, so listen, the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down. All right, see, we represent the tabernacle of David at this point, man. And he's building us up, man. Through sprinkling out his sprinkling, and that's it. Proof to back that up. Give me Isaiah 40:1. Yeah, I know. Go ahead. Finish reading what you read.
And I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, said the Lord, who doeth all these things.
All right, and that's gonna be the elect right there, man. the elect gathered together, man. All right, the 144K, man. Okay, that grabbed the skirt of him that called himself a Jew, because that represents what? Yahweh Shah too, man. That grabbed the skirt of him that called himself a Jew, because you know what the parable, the woman with the 12 years with the issue of blood, 12 years with the issue of blood in the book of Mark. Whenever she touched his garment, she felt it go out of him. That represents the Israelites, the one coming back unto the Lord, grabbing what? The skirt of him that called himself a Jew, holding on to who? Yahweh Shah. That cool daddy.
And then I think in Romans 2:25 it tells you that the circumcised gave the so-called circumcised gave the uncircumcised that name of Gentiles, man. Romans 2:25, man. And they weren't even keeping the law.
That's
all
right.
And it says, known unto Yahweh are all his works from the beginning of the world. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to Yahweh.
All right. Because
But,
go ahead,
but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols and from fornications and from things strangled and from blood. So he said, wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to the Most High. So not trouble them, but what? Warn them, admonish them, tell them that these things are coming, because what? It applies to them, man. It still applies to you, man. It says, for Moses of old time hath in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Shabbat day, man. That's right, man. All right.
So yeah, bro, the Lord not dealing. So the Lord not dealing with the other nations, man. Straight up and down, bro. So stop incorporating yourself, man, in our gospel, all right? Because the Lord said what He said forth is about. Oh, matter of fact, prove the point what the brother was saying. Prove that Isaiah 44:1.
Right. This is Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1 or 4. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh.
All right, Israel, whom the Lord hath chosen. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen.
That's another way of saying Israel. Go ahead.
For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground.
All right, there's rivers of living water, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring.
And what?
And my blessing upon thine offspring. Come on. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water courses.
That's right.
Verse 5, one shall say, I am the Lord Yahweh, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob.
All right, go ahead.
And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
All right, so that's what it is. When the Lord died, man, He sprinkled that water upon them dry bones, and now we what? Hey, we Yashala, we Yaqua, we Wa'agya, all right? We Tazadah, all right? We Kazakya, all right? Now we know who we are, okay? What you got, brother?
I was looking for this one in John 7:35 just to go into there's two types of Gentiles, man. But
Jews scattered among the Gentiles.
Gentiles,
It should be.
grab that verse.
Jews
Yeah,
got
right.
Yeah, grab that.
Bring it out, brother.
That verse. This is John chapter 7, verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Keep going.
No, right there. Right there. No, right there. It says, read it again, huh?
All right, John 7, verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Why? Hey, grab James 1:1, brother.
The dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles. So if you gonna go disperse among the Gentiles, that's making a distinguishment between Israelites that are born and those Gentiles and other nations. So why would I go to the dispersion on the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles?
Those that were dispersed, you know, like you got
Israelite foreigners.
All right, so that's what you got to do. It says the dispersed. All right, go into that word dispersed, brother. So you ain't got to do that. You go into the word dispersed and you grab James 1:1. Bible for sure, brother.
Like take curses.
That's right. And I'm glad we're going to show you in the curses. We're going to show you in the New Testament too for your mind. And we're going to go into the word. Edification. You know, in case you were wondering, in case you stood without, you know. You got it, brother?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this is the word disperse in John 7:35. It says in the Greek, diaspora or diaspora.
Right.
One more time.
You good?
All right, diaspora or the diaspora, and it says a scattering, dispersion of Israelites.
Oh,
Dispersion
shit. Oh, shit. Hey, what is saying now?
of Israelites.
That's going on. Start over.
All right.
I wish they cut the piece of shit off. Go ahead, huh?
A scattering, dispersion of Israelites.
The scattering dispersion of who?
Of Israelites.
Moabites.
Israelites.
Israelites. Go ahead, brother.
Dispersed among foreign nations.
Among foreign nations, bruh. Now let me get that James.
Woo! So the Israelites.
Let me get the James out.
Hey, I got it right here. So the Israelites, they were called what? Foreign, among foreigners. It's James 1:1. It says, James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
All right, to the 12. Didn't he say in the definition of dispersion, it says that a scattering, right, of Israelites, to the 12 tribes, what?
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
To the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, greeting. So the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad. You know? And that's Gentiles for your ass. You got something to do? All right, so with that, hold this edifying to the hope of the elect. we're going to face these, and we're going to give all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim,
double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the occupants of truth and truth out of the four corners of the earth and all truth and sincerity and diligence. Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba Bar.
Abba Bar.
Call me Ashalom.
Call me Yahshua.